Hey guys, so today's video is going to be another installment on my makeup collection series. I haven't done a video in a while, like I can't even remember the last one I did out of this little series that I did end up starting. Just haven't ended up getting very far. So today I thought I'd sit down and do my concealer collection. It's not massive, but I do have quite a few to show to you guys, so I thought I'd sit down and share my concealer collection with you guys. So if you would like to see what I have in my stash, then just keep watching. So let's start out with Holy Grail material. These are MAC Pro Longwear concealers. Yes, I have raved about these so much since having my YouTube channel. I love them so freaking much. So right here I have 2, 4, 6, 7 concealers. 7 Pro Longwear concealers. And that's a bit excessive, but I do a little bit of freelancing work, so that's why I have more than the average person. Basically, I have a couple of new replacements. So this one's an NW20. It's almost run out, so I do have another NW20. I've got NC25. I've got an NC15 for fair people, for me when I'm fair too. I've got an NC20 that's running out, so I also have a backup NC20, and then I have an NW25. So those are the 7 shades that I have. As I said, I do have like double ups or some just for when my other ones run out. So when I was at IMATS, I decided, you know what, I have a wedding coming up, I'm going to do a little bit more freelancing, so I decided to get a few more shades that are not my skin tone personally, so that I had them in my collection just for if I was doing freelancing makeup or other people's makeup pretty much. These are my Holy Grail concealers. Nothing has become more loved than these. They're full coverage, they're really liquidy, they're highly pigmented, they last all day, they don't crease. There is everything that you could want in a concealer. I feel like MAC Pro Longwear delivers. A lot of people don't like that they're in a little pump bottle, which sometimes I can see why that would be annoying, but generally one pump of one shade will do my under eyes and down the center of my face as a highlight, and I'm good to go. And yeah, I just love this on all people. It covers up dark circles, it covers up blemishes. You just know that you're getting a really good quality product with these, and they're $32, which I mean, does sound quite expensive, but to me, I'm more than happy to pay $32 over and over again, because you get 9 mils of product in these little bottles, which is a lot for a concealer. So yeah, it is a lot of product for a concealer, and considering you only need 1 pump or even like half a pump if you're not even like highlighting or concealing anything else, half a pump will do your under eyes. It is just going to last you a long time. So yeah, I just love my Pro Longwear concealers, cannot recommend them enough. Anyone who asks me, what do I need to make my makeup last long, or just what do I need in my makeup collection? This, you need MAC Pro Longwear concealer. While we're on the MAC train, I'll show you my other MAC concealers. This one is the Select Cover Up Concealer. This was my first ever MAC concealer actually, and I do really like this. It's different to the Pro Longwear. It doesn't last quite as long, although it is still very, very long wearing. And the main difference between these is this one's a little bit more thin in consistency, and it doesn't have quite as high of a coverage. But in saying that, this is still really good coverage. It still covers under eye circles, it still covers up blemishes. I have mine in the shade NW20, so it's mainly for my under eyes, but I do use NW on my face as well. And yeah, I just really, really like this one. So I think MAC really hits the ball out of the park with their concealers. I've never actually tried a MAC foundation, so I would have no idea about those, but if their foundations are anything like their concealers, then I really need to get on that, because I absolutely adore MAC concealers. And another one I have is the Select Moisture Cover Concealer. So this comes in a little doe foot tube. Oh, I forgot to say how this Select Cover Up comes. Select Cover Up comes in just a little squeezy tube, which is awesome because you can actually use every last little bit of product, and it comes in at 10 mils, so you do get a lot of product in this little bad boy too. That's why I've had mine for so long. Even though it says to use after 6 months after opening. No. So yes, Select Moisture Select Moisture Cover is a very moisturizing and hydrating concealer. So for me, in the winter months when my skin starts to get dry and flaky and just having those patches of skin that can be red, like around my nose, if I get sick, around my nose will go red and it will go dry and it will just be awful. And if I try to conceal with something that's drying, it's just going to look even worse. So I like to go with something like this. This one has a little doe foot applicator. Again, I have mine in the shade NW20. And it's this one, I find, I don't know why, but it's a very orangey, peachy shade. So I especially like this for under my eyes because it does counteract any purpley tones. Yeah, I just really love this one for when my skin's dry. If you have dry skin and you like suffer with flaky patches and you are struggling to find a concealer that won't emphasize those dry patches, I would really recommend to give this one a go because it definitely just gives your skin that moisture while giving it coverage. And then lastly, I have two MAC concealer palettes. These are called the Pro Conceal and Correct palettes. I have these shades light and medium. They do also have a dark one, I believe. I think they only have 3 different sets though. So this is the light one here. As you can see, if I can open it, it comes with 6 different concealers, which are actually the Studio Finish concealers. So you can buy these separately in the little round pots, and they are just like a cream concealer. I bought these for freelancing and these were one of the best investments I've ever made. They are really, really, really bloody good. So the light palette comes with NC15, NW10, NC20, NW20, pale yellow and pale pink. So the yellow and the pink are basically like the corrector shades. You can use the pink under the eyes, which I've never even actually used this. But they're just super creamy and pigmented, and you can use these for all sorts of things. So you can use them obviously for concealing, but you can also use them for color correcting. If you have a blemish, you can use the yellow first and then go over with a colored concealer over the top. And I also like to use these to carve out eyebrows and things like that. If you want to carve out your brows, this is super easy to use. And they're very versatile. They're light, they're compact, so if you're a makeup artist, these are really, really good. And this is the medium one here. As you can see, I've hit a lot of pan on this shade. That's because I use this as a cream contour shade for a long time. I still love it. I still would highly recommend it for a cream contour shade. And it is the NC35. So if you're similar skin tone to me, you could just use this on its own for a cream contour. But this palette comes with NC30, NW25, NC35, NW35, mid yellow and mid peach. So again, really, really, really good quality, and they will last you a long time. Next up are some concealers that I only just purchased recently. I mentioned them in a haul, but they're the LA Girl Pro concealers. These are little beauties, like they're $11 each from the website I get them from. They're absolutely fantastic, high coverage, and just freaking bomb formula. The only thing I don't really like is the applicator. These ones come with a little brush on the end, so you actually have to brush it on and then blend the product out, which I'm not a big fan of brushes. I find they get clogged and a bit dirty, and they just kind of waste a bit of product. So that's my only gripe with them, but other than that, I love them. I have the shade Light Ivory for my like normal concealer, and then I have the shade Medium Bisque. I use this one to contour. I have the Orange Corrector, which is fantastic for if you have super dark purple under eye circles. I don't really have majorly dark under eyes, but sometimes I do like to use this just to give a bit of a color correction. And then I have the Green Corrector, which is what you want to use if you have a lot of red blemishes. Anyone with acne prone skin, a green corrector will be a lifesaver. Just a thin layer of this on your red patches, then do your normal foundation routine over the top, and it will completely cancel out the red tones. Then I've got some Maybelline concealers. So I've got the Fit Me concealers, which I have raved about as well. I really love these from the drugstore. They're such good quality. I have heard they're very comparable to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I haven't tried that one, so I couldn't tell you, but I highly recommend these. They're only $14.95 from the drugstore. They're highly pigmented. They're reasonably good coverage. They're not full coverage, but you do get a good coverage out of them. So if you have quite good skin, These will do you well. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about these. They're just really good concealers. I have mentioned them previously. And I do use the shade 35 Deep to do a cream contour sometimes. It's just a very natural, darker shade than my natural skin tone, so it just gives me a super natural but beautiful contour. My other Maybelline concealer is the Instant Age Rewind Eraser. So these are for dark circles. I have mine in the shade Fair, and basically this has a little spongy top, which again, it's not super hygienic, but you know, you don't really use this on blemishes because it is a highlighting concealer. So yeah, this is really good for under the eyes. I don't find it creases on me, and it just cancels out those dark circles. This shade is super brightening if I have like a tan on. Like if I use this right now, it would make my under eyes super bright. But even when I'm fair, it matches perfectly and it just cancels out those dark circles. So I really, really love this formula. It's super creamy and lovely. And lovely? I don't know how to describe something as lovely. I also have this Inoxa Cover and Correct concealer palette. I actually have never used this, and I really should get it out and use it because it has got some correctors and some concealers in it as well. I got this at a beauty blogger event and I just haven't had the chance to use it, so can't really give a review on it, but I will definitely, I will do my best to remember to pull this out and try it. Next one I have is a discontinued one, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway. It's a CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless Eye Concealer. This is what they brought out with, obviously in collaboration with Olay. They put a hydrating sort of cream in with this concealer. And I really, really loved this. I barely use it anymore though because it is discontinued, but when they did still sell it, I loved it and used it a lot. And then lastly, I have a Dermablend Cover Cream. So technically this could be used as a lot of different things, but the reason I have it is for concealing. I don't so much have it for myself, I have it for clients with fair skin. So I have the shade Pale Ivory. It's basically an extremely full coverage cream. So this is the stuff that can cover tattoos and extremely like pigmented dark things, I don't know, areas you want to conceal on your face. And yeah, as you can see, I obviously haven't used a lot because you do not need a lot with this product. You just scrape a tiny bit out, warm it up with your fingers or with your brush, and then apply it straight to the skin where you have, you know, your acne, or you have like pigmentation, any dark areas that you want to conceal. This will do it for you. It is very highly pigmented. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very highly pigmented and it works really well. So my battery is about to die, so I'm going to quickly wrap this video up. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing into my concealer collection. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I'm thinking maybe bronzers. But let me know down below. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! And it just lasts and you just know you're getting a really good Then my other Maybelline concealer. Okay, let's just calm down now. Get a bit excited about my prolonged wears. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. That sounds lame. Do you have to talk so fast?